Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Emson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome, friends, to episode number 117 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. Our identity, our accomplishments in this world are often tied to what others believe is worthy. We are looking for happiness and the approval of others. And no matter how much we think we would love to not care, we do, and this is completely normal. Yet there comes a time when you feel a bit lost in the sea of the world around you. How do you cut the ties of external validation when it stops serving you? How do you figure out when it is serving you so that you can know what to do next in your career or your relationships or in your health and the way you live in this world? And this is exactly what we will cover in today's podcast. So this past February, I led a spiritual achiever retreat on healing and embodiment, and one of the intentions from that retreat was to cut the ties of external validation. And anytime I organize a retreat, it can have so many different objectives. So why did I choose this one? Well, I chose it because this idea of external validation guides so much of our subconscious. It is the root of the reason we do things we don't even know we're doing. And 90% of our actions are driven by our subconscious. So oftentimes when you have a thing and you can't figure out how to do it, or you figure out how to do it but you're not doing it, this is the root cause, this idea of external validation and these ties that bind. And what you do when no one else is watching is one of the most important indicators of who you are as a person. Yet so many of you achievers struggle with seeing yourself in a world where you don't have the ties of society binding you. You're so watched, you're so connected to everyone else around you that you struggle with taking a new path or embodying a different identity. And when we don't know who we are, we will struggle with deciding who we want to become, which is why it's really important for us to work on some of the practices that I teach my coaching clients about stillness, about coming back to a sense and asking yourself some of the bigger questions about who are you really. And life will set you and has set us on many different paths. And from the time that you're a child, you might have been told what's good or bad. You might have been told what would happen if we chose certain paths. And whether all those choices you made in your life are completely your own isn't the question. The question is, well, what would happen now if we started living your life as if your current and your future choices were your own? And when I say your own, what it doesn't mean is you are running away or abdicating your responsibilities in this world. This is why many of us don't want to choose a new path. We think it means giving up everything. And I remember when I set off on the path to figure out what I wanted to do next in my career, there were real life considerations and consequences. There are things I don't want to give up, like my family or my relationship with my husband, or the things that will sustain me in terms of, having a home or food. So having a family to provide for, bills to pay, and a partner that I was on this journey with meant I didn't just do whatever I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it. I had to bring people along on this journey with me. So it's not this binary experience which we so often think it is. Give it all up, run away, go to the mountains, go do your thing, and then live a different life. And it's not this, I am this corporate machine and robot who has no feelings and heart and soul and only works for a living. People are way more complex. Many of the people you meet who are creative wish they had more of that kind of analytical or sense of problem-solving mentality or numbers-driven. The people who feel like they're all numbers-driven also have that sense of creativity that they want to explore. And it doesn't mean that each of those people don't have it within them. They just might not have been exposed or asked to showcase that side. So I want to paint more of a picture of this gradient of life where more people just get to decide where they want to play And in the course of a lifetime, you can be asked to play many different places. But if you're not even aware that there is a gradient, that you have it even within you, you're not even going to know that you have more of life for you to experience. And this is why I want to share about external validation. Many times when we cut those ties, we think it means rebelling. I'm binarily on one side or another. It means anger and fear directed towards that thing that is holding you back. And that thing could be society, it could be your parents, your partner, your friends, your family, or a whole system with rules that don't favor the thing you want to do. Yet, the universe is not the one that decides whether the situation in front of you is good or it's bad. You decide. And that partner who is quote unquote holding you back might just be showing you exactly what you need to do to bring them along on this journey. The bills you have to pay might create the ability in you to make more money, to create more value in this world, to have more impact doing what you love. Or it might ask you to simplify your life more, to make some choices and to really start to evaluate. None of this is either good or bad, but it can help you in so many different ways if we wanted to. And that family who tells you what you're doing isn't going to work or they don't understand it, it's just showing you what you need to solve for. You need to solve for understanding. Maybe you don't understand it well enough to explain it simply. And if we saw things in that way, then we would just be getting better every single time a situation presents itself. And so cutting those ties of external validation also means that you don't let these circumstances in life, which includes all of this noise around you, derail you. If you take a breath and you pause, and you see that life is happening already, you're not even doing anything, and life will evolve and change, and you accept that this is your life. The things that happened are happening and currently are changing. In all of these situations, that is your life, and you accept them as your life, no matter how tough they are in the moment, they will serve you. Promise you that. And external validation will stop then becoming about approval and then more about problem solving. And when you start to shift into a problem solving mode, you become more innovative. You create, you rise above the situation. And what I always teach my clients is that there are many paths for them to take from any problem. In the moment, you don't feel that way. And this is why you get mired in a situation, is why you feel quote unquote stuck. You don't see the other paths that you can take. And this is why coaching is really helpful. We take the path in our coaching together that shows us why this problem isn't a problem. It seems like a paradox if you're in that first order of thinking, and that first order of thinking is immediately jumping to judgment, immediately saying this is right or wrong, good or bad. Judgment lies in the land of external validation. So if you want to untie yourself from external validation, you must question your judgment of people, places, and situations. It's not all good. It's not all bad. And you do not need to armor yourself with status, titles, and possessions unless you think you want to or you need to. And if you decide that you need to bolster yourself because you want to raise your standards for how you show up in the world and it serves you, then you have cut the ties of unhealthy external validation. You are allowed to dress better, be healthier, buy things that help you, and educate yourself. We do live in a community with other people, so you being respectful to other ways of living can still be what you desire. It's still external validation, but what it doesn't do is it doesn't determine your worth as a person, and it also doesn't remove your autonomy and your feeling of choice in the matter. You are doing what you are doing because it serves you and it serves others, and this is healthy. And other people's opinions aren't all bad, they aren't all good. And so how do you distinguish between the two? When you resent having to be a certain way in this world, you haven't cut the ties of unhealthy external validation. You think you need to be someone or something you don't want to be because of someone else. And this way of thinking drives stress. And instead of us accepting that other people or society has different ways of thinking or being, we resist. And when we resist, we move forward with a lot of unease. We move forward with a lot of force, and that creates unhealthy bodies. that creates unhealthy minds. It is why we hold tightness in our bodies. Yet when we accept and we move forward with flexibility, you can even think of it in your body, we're going to utilize the momentum of what's already happening around us. And this creates a healthy sense of resilience, of balance, of strength. And then the problem that you are dealing with becomes an opportunity. And the ties that bind become what strengthens you. And in a world where I will tell you there is no shortage of other people's opinions and voices, you're going to have a decision to make and a question to answer, which I would encourage you and challenge you to answer, which is, what if you used it to your advantage? What would be the outcome? And I remember when I was thinking about doing my master's in psychology instead of business, going down that path of, okay, what do I want to do next? And my mom said offhand, well, Asian people don't go to psychologists. It stood out to me as a reason why I shouldn't do psychology. And in my more fearful moments later, I blamed the world, I blamed her for why I didn't go down that path that I desired. External validation was a choice, but I didn't see it at the time. I thought it was just the way things were. Yet I went on to do my MBA, have all these experiences that shaped and challenged and changed me for the better. I now serve lots of people and professionals, including Asians, and Asian people not going to psychologists is no longer a problem. It's why they would want to talk to a coach. It's why this work is needed. And in one of my first sessions with my first coach, they pointed this out to me without me even prompting it. She said that I would likely serve Asians. So life was giving me the perfect problem. The drive that I had to succeed became something to be understood. The questions I had about life became one of the reasons why I launched my research into spirituality in the workplace when I did my coaching certification at Columbia. And this created what I ended up founding as the spiritual achiever. And I now know that this whole achiever mentality as a whole was what I would coach people on. And the moment I was just so lost in my own sea of fear and indecision that I didn't see that every single problem and struggle that I face was exactly what I would teach. And even if you're not a coach, which many of you are not, it's not about what you're going to teach. It's about what you will use from this and how this exact perfect problem, this tie that binds, is exactly what you need to unbind yourself from it. And we often think that the way things are is just so ingrained in our psyche that we can never get past it, the way we were raised, what we were taught. Well, what if you didn't have to get past it? What if you just mined all of those ties you have for the gold that exists? And this is what it looks like to be in the world, but not of the world. You don't get to choose where you were born, who you were born to, what they told you, what other people say or think about you. And many things that the world will show you are unkind. They are unjust. They are not true. They are not fair. Yet many of the things that the world will show you are kind. They are just. They are true. They are fair. And we don't need to abandon the world to find these things. We just need to stay with the world, the situations, the hard times, the problems long enough to find this contrast, the other side. If you're struggling to see the hope or the joy, the freedom that could exist, that's real too. And it might feel impossible to believe and see that this other side can exist. In the moment, it always feels that way. Yet your struggle, the misery you feel, this is exactly why you know deep down that a flip side, a contrast to this exists. You wouldn't struggle if you didn't think there was something different or better, if you didn't think it should be differently. So if you decide to work with me, this is what we will discover together, how your story, your struggles are exactly what you need to start living that second, that third, or that fourth act of your life. That next career and that relationship, that next level of health is going to be drastically different in the best possible way. So I teach you how to mine your life for gold to understand what ties you want to keep and which to sever. And you will begin to use energy management techniques to serve you in the moment when you struggle with big personalities, when you struggle with indecision, when you struggle with fear, and when you want to abandon, when you want to fear, when you want to run away from the world, we will work together to find that new energy and excitement on that next crest of the wave that you are riding. We will lean in when others are most fearful and have fun along the way. So this is your time. I hope you will join me, and it is going to be the best thing you will have done for the rest of your life. So that is it for me for this week. I hope you have an amazing one, and I will talk to you next time. If you want to learn how to navigate your career and your life with more confidence in your decisions, you can reach out at mayemson.com/contact to schedule a consultation. It is the next step to learning more about whether or not coaching is right for you. And in our coaching together, we will work on simplifying your life, creating more freedom of choice, and living in the present moment. I love you, my friends. I'll see you next time.
Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. You'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.